COVID. I'm glad you texted me.
Okay, thank you. I would now ask for a moment of silence in remembrance of our departed members and volunteers. Thank you. Before we get started, I would ask that anybody who is making a motion to please state your name so we can accurately capture that in our minutes. So thank you for that in advance. So I'd like to start with an introduction of the credit union volunteers, the board of directors. My name is Jeff Davenport. I am currently the board chair. Lee Smith is our vice chair. Ray Marquis is our board treasurer. Muriel Deshane, our board secretary. David Mitchell, director. Bert Sear, director. And Sherry Locke, director. The supervisory committee members are Chair Morris Pelletier, Sharon Chassey, Marianne Chassey, and Jackie LaBelle. Introduction, our senior management team: Sue Whitehead, President and CEO, Nancy Marquis Sear, Executive Vice President and Chief Operations Officer, and Andrew Blanchette, Vice President and Chief Financial Officer. So I'd like to start with the reading of the 2020 79th annual meeting minutes, or we'll entertain a motion to dispense with the reading.
So move. Morris Pelletier. I know Mur would love to read them, but I'll move the motion.
All right. So we get a motion from Morris to dispense with the reading of the minutes of last year's annual meeting. Do we have a second?
Second by Denise.
I'm sorry, second by who?
Denise.
Mary Chassey.
Okay, second. We have a second. All those in favor of the motion, please signify by saying aye or raising your hand. Thank you. Motion carries. I would invite our CEO, Sue Whitehead, for her comments.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to North State Federal Credit Union's 80th anniversary annual meeting. At last year's meeting, I stated that I hope that we could celebrate this milestone together. However, as much as we hope and we seem to be on the tail end of this whole pandemic, we thought that it was a lot safer to do another virtual meeting. A virtual meeting does have its benefits in that we don't have to worry about traveling to a venue or a location and don't have to worry about weather. However, we do miss our friends, our colleagues, and our members. And we certainly hope that there's going to be an end to this here. 2020 was a different and difficult year on so many fronts for all of us. As staff and volunteers, we needed to adapt and adjust to new and creative ways of continuing to provide everyone with the best member service possible. As members receiving those services, you had to adapt as well. And that was your challenge. You did a great job. Thank you so very much for your patience, for that adapting as well as you have. And let's just keep that up for a little bit longer here. We're almost there. I believe that all of our lives will not return to what we thought was normal prior to COVID, but with patience and trust, we'll create a new and better future together. Our staff is working diligently to develop new services, update our old services, and create efficiencies using technology. One such program that we've instituted in early 2021 was our 24-hour, 7-day-a-week lending capability. We're now able to serve our members, as I said, 24/7, just by picking up the phone and giving us a call for any of your consumer needs. We're also in the process of updating and improving our online and mobile delivery platform. With this upgrade, members will realize new and improved functions, capabilities using laptops, tablets, desktops, and mobile phones. We're all very excited to roll this out to everyone, so please keep an eye out sometime in the fall for this update to roll out. As you can see from the financial report that was provided, COVID-19 had a major impact on member savings and loans. Assets grew 13% to over $223 million. Just to compare, last year I reported to you a growth of 5.23% in 2019. We more than doubled the prior year's asset growth. It's phenomenal. We ended the year with a net income of a little bit over $1 million, and membership grew by 150 members. We're now 14,535 members. Our regulator, the National Credit Union Administration, states that a well-capitalized credit union has a capital ratio of 7% or greater. And I'm proud to say that your credit union, North State Federal Credit Union, maintained a very strong capital position of 13.23% as of December 31st. As most of you know, we've rolled out Love My CU Perks program, a rewards program that pays members a little bit extra dividends, gives them a little bit of a break on loan products, in thanking everyone for their loyalty and using as many products and services as possible. Please be sure to take advantage of that for yourself. It's our way of saying thank you to you each and every day with your deposit rates and loan rates. I want to take this opportunity to thank everyone for your continued support of our Ending Hunger in Maine efforts. There's a constant need to help those that are food insecure throughout our communities, and the pandemic has multiplied that need significantly. We've seen many individuals and organizations step up to the plate in our to help our neighbors, and our membership has helped us to make a difference. Through your generosity, we've been able to raise over $15,000 that will be distributed to 13 food pantries and food banks throughout our field of membership. Our staff has worked very hard, and we should be thanking them for being able to do that for us. Once again, thank you. North State's founding fathers in 1941 began serving members of modest means with the philosophy of people helping people. Your credit union has been helping people not only financially for 80 years, but in many ways throughout the communities that we serve. I encourage all of you to take that philosophy to the next level. Live it every day. People helping people. It's the credit union way. Thank you all for attending this evening, and we hope to see you. We truly hope to see you in person next year.
Thank you, Sue. I would now invite our Supervisory Committee Chair, Morris Pelletier, for his report.
Thank you, Jeff. Good evening to the staff and volunteers that are present here, and all of you out in virtual land. It is a beautiful evening, and like Sue mentioned, it has been a challenging year. And we, your supervisory committee, as well as the credit union, had to adapt and adjust. Well, we did get to do our internal audits along with the help of our risk manager. We were able to satisfy the NCUA requirements of the committee. we, the committee, are very appreciative of management and staff for the cooperation that they gave us. It was not easy, but we got it done. So we're very fortunate. They were all very forthcoming and very supportive when we did our internal audits, as well as when the CPA firm of Whipley did their external audit. It was basically done virtually. It took a lot of staff time, but it was done in the virtual way, so that worked out all right. They are in the second year of a 3-year contract that we have with them. So next year they'll be performing our audit, our external audit again. Monthly internal audits were conducted by the supervisory committee. And like I said, along with our risk manager. It is with pleasure that I again, with all the audits conducted, that I report to you that the credit union is operated in a sound and safe way, and in a manner compliant with NCUA rules and regulations. We, your committee, also serve you as your ombudsman. If you have a problem, contact any of the supervisory committee members mentioned above, and we'll try to resolve the problems if they do occur for you. So you can call us, or someone will get in touch with us if you contact the credit union. I will conclude my report by thanking you, the loyal members, the Board of Volunteers, and my supervisory committee members. I didn't introduce them because Jeff had already done so. So it is with pleasure that I extend a great evening to you and a nice summer. Respectfully submitted, Morris Pelletier, Chairman of the Supervisory Committee. Thank you.
Thank you, Morris, and thank you and the supervisory committee for all the work that you do to ensure that our credit union remains safe and secure for our members. Any unfinished business for the meeting this evening? Hearing none, I'll move on to new business. I would like to invite our nominating committee chair, Lee Smith, to present the nominating committee report.
Thank you, Jeff. Good evening to all of the members, the volunteers, and the staff here tonight. My report is short and quick, so we'll move it along. My name is Lee Smith. I'm one of your directors and chair of the nominating committee. This year, the terms of the following directors expire. That'd be Bert Sear and Ray Marquis. Ray has expressed an interest or desire to continue to serve the credit union in capacity of director, and Bert has decided to not continue his service in board capacity. So we thank Bert for his many years of service. Our nomination process reaches out to the entire field of membership annually to fill director positions. Persons wishing to be considered for a position as a director are encouraged to do so with their qualification and submit their qualifications, and they're reviewed to assure compliance with regulations and to provide you with the best representation possible. This year, the interested parties in the 2 expiring director positions were Ray Marquis, Lance Moran, and David Dion. There were no other applications to consider for nomination. And after discussion, the nominating committee is nominating Ray Marquis and Lance Moran to fill the expiring 3-year terms. And that concludes my report.
Thank you, Lee. I would ask now for a motion and a second to approve the nominating committee report and slate of nominees.
So moved, Morris Pelletier.
Do we have a motion? We have a second by David Mitchell. I thought he was giving me the peace sign, but I'm assuming that was a second. Okay, so we have a motion and a second to accept the nominating committee report and those who have volunteered to continue to serve on the board of directors of North State Federal Credit Union. Any further discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor, please signify by raising your hand. Any opposed? The motion carries. So I will direct the secretary to cast one ballot to elect the nominees as presented.
Cast one ballot for the nominees as presented.
Thank you, Mar.
You're welcome.
I thank you, Lee, and the committee for your hard work, and those, and David and Lance for volunteering your time to serve the credit union. And Ray, congratulations on your reelection. Just a couple from a chairman's report standpoint, some closing remarks. My full written report can be found in the annual report that's you can find online. But I had a few words I wanted to share tonight. 2021 is a year of celebration as we enter our 80th anniversary as a credit union family, and benefiting from the hard work of many of those over the years that were here long before I came along. It has also been 15 months of challenges, disruptions, and pushing stress and anxiety levels of our members, staff, and management to the limits. With that said, I first of all want to thank everyone for your patience, for your understanding, and for your flexibility as we all navigated these waters called COVID. On behalf of the entire board, I want to say we are extremely proud of our management team and staff for the professional and caring way you worked through the past 15 months. And with the two key objectives in mind: maintaining a high level of member convenience and creating a safe and healthy environment for not only yourselves, the staff, but our members. With the pandemic's impact on economic conditions, consumers continue to flee to safety with their hard-earned money to their credit union. And that created, as Sue mentioned, some substantial deposit and asset growth, pushing your credit union over another milestone of 200 million in assets in 2020 and 2021. In achieving that, management and the board continue to ensure that the financial foundation of North State remains solid and continue to have strong net worth and profitability. The challenging times remain ahead of us as we continue to strive for some sense of normalcy in our personal, professional, and financial lives. The team at North State will continue to look for creative and innovative ways to create safe and secure financial solutions for our members, while finding convenient means to deliver to new and existing members new products and services, and understanding that one size does not fit all. Treating each other with dignity and respect, and always acting with the highest levels of integrity are the foundational pieces to any successful organization. And I challenge everyone here at North State, from management to the staff to the volunteers, to keep those things in mind to ensure that this credit union continues to grow and create value for our members and all consumers throughout Aroostook County. In closing, I want to recognize an individual who gave 9 years to North State as a volunteer on the board and on the supervisory committee. As I mentioned in my written report, every issue and decision the board considered, Bert Sear always had the membership and staff as the priority. On behalf of the entire North State family, I want to thank Bert for your commitment over the past 9 years. We will certainly miss you and your feedback and your presence on the board and the supervisory committee, and we wish you and Rena the very best. Thank you all for your continued support and confidence in your credit union as we continue to evolve in this new world that we now live in. Thank you. I would now ask for a motion and a second to pay for the expenses of the annual meeting.
I'll make a motion. Denise DuPerry.
Moved by Denise.
Yes.
Do we have a second?
I'll second it. Morris Pelletier.
Second by Morris. Any further discussion? If not, all those in favor, please signify by raising your hand. Any opposed? Motion carries. I would now ask for a motion to adjourn the 80th annual meeting of North State Federal Credit Union. And before you jump off, I know Sue has a video for everyone to see when the meeting adjourns. So do we have a motion to adjourn?
I'll move.
So moved by Ray. And a second by Lee. All those, and thank you all for joining us this evening and your commitment to your credit union and being here this evening. And as Morris said earlier, it's your credit union and it's your feedback and your comments that really help us evolve as an organization. So always be sure to tell us how we're doing. And so we can continue to make improvements as we evolve as an organization. So thank you. All those in favor of the adjournment? Okay. All right, so Sue, I will turn it over to you.
Well, as we've been saying tonight, this is our 80th anniversary annual meeting. And we have a little bit of nostalgia to share with you. Share a little bit of our history and think back. And I think you might see some faces in this video presentation that you're going to say, oh my goodness. And then following the video, we will have drawings for 5 lucky attendees. So stay tuned. North State Federal Credit Union has come a long way since 1941. This year, we're celebrating our 80th anniversary. To celebrate, we're looking back at some of our credit union milestones. Fraser Federal Credit Union was chartered in January 1941 and held its first board meeting in March 1942. From that day to the summer of 1946, the credit union housed a small room closet in the time office at Fraser Papers. In 1946, the credit union moved into a small office building on Bridge Street next to the mill and operated out of this small office with volunteers until 1959, when the credit union was moved to Mother Martin's Bar, located right next door. Now, growing at a rapid rate, the credit union relocated to Nancy's Lunch on Main Street in 1964. Fraser Papers purchased and renovated the building to house the credit union, and Al Roy was hired as the credit union's first full-time manager. In 1965, Fraser Federal Credit Union held their first open house, 24 years after officially being chartered as a depository. In 1966, a 25-year anniversary was celebrated by the credit union, and Showing Growth hired their first credit union full-time staff, Marie Blanche Savoie, to work for 5 days a week. By this time, the credit union had reached its first million in assets. In 1968, Fraser Employees Federal Credit Union started offering student loans for higher education, and in 1969, the credit union purchased the building from Fraser Papers and hired Harold Violet as assistant manager. By 1971, the credit union had reached $2 million in assets. Growing at a high rate of speed, the credit union demolished the building in 1972 to break ground in 1973 for a new building on Main Street in Madawaska. The mill workers' strike of 1972 delayed the building, and the credit union was temporarily housed in the theater next door. During this time, the credit union reached $3 million in assets. In 1974, the credit union was now in its new building on Main Street and went online with the Maine Credit Union League to better serve its members. By 1977, Fraser Employees Federal Credit Union was one of the first credit unions in the state to offer share draft accounts. Exponential growth in the late 70s and early 1980s saw expansions, such as the hiring of the credit union's first accountant, George Roy. We introduced new products and services such as adjustable rate mortgage loans, individual retirement accounts, flex accounts, and the expansion of the credit union's field of membership to relatives of members no matter where they lived. In 1983, the credit union offers its first Visa credit card, and in 1984 offered Canadian Exchange. In 1985, the board changed the title structure from board president to chairman and home equity loans were now available. 1988, Al Roy was named CEO and Harold Violet as president, and a new drive-through was built on Fox Street. Mr. Roy soon retired, and Harold was appointed to full-time president. In the 90s, the credit union saw growth with main office renovations, ATMs installed at the drive-through and inside the building on Fox Street, also at the Main Street location and at Fraser Paper's mill lobby. The credit union started to offer credit life and disability insurance to members and celebrated their 50th anniversary in 1991. Now worth $36 million in assets and merged with Northern Maine Credit Union in Eagle Lake to open the credit union's field of membership to all who lived and worked within a 40-mile radius of the Eagle Lake location. With an update to the Eagle Lake branch, Fraser FCU opened a branch in Portage Lake, which relocated to Ashland in 1997. In 1995, the name of the credit union changed from Fraser Employees Federal Credit Union to Fraser Federal Credit Union, and risk-based pricing was implemented. In 1996, our first youth account savings program was offered, and in 1998, David Rossignol was named president and Harold Violet named CEO until his retirement in 1999. In 2000, Fraser Federal Credit Union and Van Buren's Gateway Federal Credit Union merged and became known as North State Federal Credit Union. A new decade and new growth moved the credit union's head offices out of the Main Street location to its new and current home on the corner of Fox and 25th Avenue in Madawaska. For the next 6 years, the credit union's growth and new products and services would propel it to celebrate 65 years and reach $100 million in assets milestone. In 2006, the Main Street location was sold and the new Fox Street location added a 5,000 square foot expansion. Finished in 2008, the credit union announced the opening of its 6th branch office in Presque Isle, which opened in October of 2009. The next 5 years, from 2010 to today, the credit union has grown by leaps and bounds. Online bill pay, mobile banking, personalized debit cards, new online banking, along with many new hires and a shift in command, propelled the credit union forward as the leading cooperative in the county. Dave Rossignol retired in 2013 and I was named CEO. From there, we've continued to grow our offerings, memberships, and asset size. New and innovative technologies were introduced to membership for their financial banking needs in today's modern world. Benefiting members was our goal, so products such as rewards and contactless credit cards, remote capture and mobile banking, debt protection, commercial lending, mobile wallets, and new websites are just a few of the countless updates and improvements in products and services that we offer to North State members. Our loan department has come a long way from the days of trying to meet with a loan officer to now simply applying online or calling our centralized lending team anytime, day or night. With quick decisioning, we've come a really long way, reaching over $220 million in assets in 2020 and over 14,000 members. Surviving and working through a major pandemic, North State Federal Credit Union has been here for you since 1941 and will continue to be here for generations to come. We are your lifelong financial partner, and we'll continue to have your financial success to be our #1 priority. It has been my absolute pleasure to have been of service to our credit union for the last 33 years, and I have personally experienced the growth and evolution of this great organization. There are many of you out there that have experienced more of North State Federal Credit Union than I, and there are many of you out there that will experience the North State of the future. I encourage you to be proud of where we came from and be proud of where we're going. The future is looking bright, and you are our future. So, that's where we've been. Let's see where we're going to go. The next item is to disclose to everyone the 5 winners for this evening. During the day today, we had members pick a number, 5 members, pick a number from 1 to 50, And all of our attendees today, depending on how they fell, had an opportunity to fall into one of these slots. So here we go. The first winner tonight is Celine Lozier. $100. Lori Lavoie, $100. Leland Roy, $100. Jill Karen, $100. And last but not least, Cecile Casey, $100. That's it. Congratulations, everyone.
Thank you.
Chanceuse, good for her. Elle est chanceuse.
We're celebrating here already.
So we,
J'ai pas dit de voir le TV, tu vas être plus bon maintenant.
Hey, put a card down.
okay, well, I guess since Jeff had adjourned the meeting, we've had all the fun. We've had some winners. Have a great evening, everyone, and here's to a great 2021.
Thank you, everybody.
Bye-bye.